Greetings, friends and fellow cigar, bongs, guitar enthusiasts. Del Puckett here, and I found this awesome wall. So I figured I'd do a rant. This is a lesson, or I should say maybe a lecture. This is a lecture. If you don't like to be lectured, go ahead and hit that thumbs down and run along. But if you're in the mood for a lecture, you might learn something. This might be the most important lesson, I guess, lecture. Seriously, if a person was to understand music as a language, then, oh my gosh, man, it's like you almost don't need lessons, because it's just a matter of speaking, and speaking in musical phrases. So let's just consider, say for example, English language. There's so much that is conveyed when we speak that is not captured when we write or text. Like volume, cadence, emphasis. Are you speaking softly? Are you speaking loudly? Are you speaking aggressive? You know, what's your punctuation like? All of these are nuances that are conveyed when you speak and communicate. Body language, that's another one. A lot is communicated in body language when we're speaking that is not picked up on if it was just audio or whatever. Eye contact, you know, just stuff like that. Just basic principles that we just often take for granted, that we use in our communication. Well, if we use music, if we think of music as a form of communication, which it is, let me ask you this question first before we get too into this here. Has anybody ever seen the, what's his name, Victor Wooten TED Talk? All right, so I'm going to try to put a little link up here. If you haven't seen it, I will definitely put a link in the video description below. Victor Wooten's TED Talk on music as a language. It's very informative and inspiring and educational, I think, because that's definitely the way I look at it. Either you can speak music, or you're learning. That's me. Well, obviously everybody's on the learning curve somewhere, but the goal is to learn how to use music as a tool to communicate. So that being said, what are the things in music that a person could use to speak more clearly or more eloquently? Again, fill in the blank. This here is a participation required lesson. I need your participation, and the reason being is because there's no way I can cover everything. I mean, it's like infinite. And so if we are all going to learn and grow together to how to communicate musically, then I think everybody's input is needed. So please feel free to add your insights and your fill in the blanks, whatever you want to call it, in the comment section below, because I guarantee you're gonna be picking up on stuff that I'm missing out. Okay, so one of the things I think is important is what I call intonation. If you're going to speak musically, then it just makes sense for me, again, to be intonated and in tune. Okay, that's like a basic. Okay, but there's other things like volume that you're playing, the dynamics, obviously the tempo that you're playing in, the key that you're in, the scale that you're using, the instrument that you're using. I mean, see what I'm saying? Dude, there's like so many things, so many things that can contribute. The rhythm, the tone, obviously the huge difference between like aggressive metal and acoustic flat picking stuff. And so obviously genre, musical phrase, the melodies, the dissonance, see what I'm saying? I can go on and on and on, and as soon as I stop this video, I'm going to think of more and more and more and more. So that's why I need you guys to continue the conversation and keep up with the ideas and stuff like that on how to use music to speak clearly. Having a sense of humor in your melodic ideas is for me, it's a captivating, and you can be all technical too, right? You can be like, all robotic. There's so many infinitely cool cool ways to, you know, and you can also take the opposite approach, right? You know, out of tune and, you know, horrible sounding and just, you know, the worst melody, whatever the case is. I mean, there's so many things that a person can do to make their music understandable to the listener, or enjoyable to the listener, or interesting to the listener. Whatever the case is, that's the goal, right? That's the goal, is to transfer, you know, feelings, emotions, whatever, you know, joy, happiness, sadness, etc., into the heart and mind and soul of the listener. That's the goal, and it's an awesome language. It's a universal language, I think. I think it's an absolute universal language. So anyhow, may we all learn to speak more clearly, learn to listen more clearly. In fact, wasn't it Jesus who said, "Blessed are you if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, ears to hear." All right, you guys. Anyhow, so that's it for this lecture, this rant, this lesson. Music as a language. Music as a language. All right, you guys. We'll see you in the next video.